What do you think the very best gift you could give a guy is? Is it telling him that you want a future with him? Or is it telling him that you believe in the future he wants for himself? Sometimes as women, we can forget that guys don't grow up dreaming about love in the same way we do. Well, we were watching those old school Disney movies where the princess falls in love and she finds her prince. Boys were watching races and fights and these death-defying fates. And sure, sometimes the guy gets the girl, but the girl is more a reward for his bravery and his fearlessness in the face of impossible odds. Now, even today, with all of the empowering movies for girls where the girl saves the kingdom instead of marrying the prince, there still aren't a lot of movies for boys that flip that script. Today, both girls and boys have a mission in life, but boys still aren't getting the message that falling in love and becoming a husband and a father could become a central focus of their lives. So when it comes to the men in our lives, the men we meet online, the men we date, the men we hope to settle down with, those old rules still apply. They've been taught that relationships are part of a good life, but they're not the point of their life. The point of their life is to do whatever they've been put here on this earth to do. And so when a man meets a woman who cares about that purpose, who listens to him and understands what he wants from his future and spurs him to believe in himself, he will want her in his life forever. Hi, I'm Amy Waterman. I am a love expert here at yourbrilliance.com. And in this video, you will learn how to get a guy thinking about a future with you without ever asking him his intentions. We've been told that the quickest way to sabotage a new relationship is to ask about the future, where this is going, what his intentions are, whether he's going to put a ring on it. But not talking about the future at all could leave you stuck in this situationship that's going nowhere. So you've got to get him thinking about the future, but you don't want to do it in a way that's going to scare him off. Luckily, I've got the answer. There is a way of talking about the future that cements his connection to you and helps him see that you are the only one who could be at his side as he creates what he's always wanted in his life. Ask a man what he wants from his future, and he's going to assume that you want to know whether he plans on getting married or not, because he thinks that's all women care about, whether he's marriage material. But actually, that's not all we care about. We want to know how he sees his life playing out. Like, what kind of life does he want to have? What's his big dream? And is it compatible with ours? When you ask a man where he'd like to be in 5 years, or what he's passionate about, or what he would do if money weren't an issue, you get him sharing thoughts with you that he may not normally talk about. This is the stuff that drives him, not the music he listens to or the kinds of foods he eats or what he thinks about the latest political hot topic. It's not the superficial stuff that most people want to know about. You want to know about the bigger stuff, like, what is he here on earth to do? What kind of person would he like to be? What kind of contribution does he dream of making? A man who can talk through those questions is a man who thinks deeply and cares deeply. He's self-aware enough to understand that life is about a lot more than just putting in hours at work and spending a paycheck. He's a high-value man who wants his life to mean something. And that kind of guy is one to pay attention to. A guy who can articulate his future, even if he's not sure how he'll ever achieve it, is somebody who's taking the long view on life. He's not just in it to have fun and not get caught. He's in it to make a difference. And when you have conversations about the future, about where his studies are going, about where he'd like to live someday, about what he hopes to achieve in his career, you are showing an interest in his life, even if it doesn't include you. Achieving what he wants to achieve may mean that a relationship with you will be impossible. He might have to move far away. He might have to devote every minute of his time to do this thing. The fact that you know that and you still want him to succeed means everything to him, because it shows you're with him, not because you're looking for a spouse and he's the best bet, but because you care about him regardless of what happens between the two of you. Now, there's a common mistake that women make when it comes to supporting a guy's dreams. They put themselves in the role of the cheerleader. So they're waving their pom-poms and saying, you can do it. I believe in you. And that doesn't necessarily feel like support to him. It's great when people believe in us, but sometimes it can feel like belief is cheap. It's just words. Anybody can say those things. What would really help is having somebody who took you seriously and asked the right questions and reflected your ideas back to you so that you can hear yourself. Somebody who believes that you'll be able to figure this out for yourself, but doesn't minimize the obstacles in the way or the possibility that you might never succeed. Real support does not mean cheerleading, and it doesn't mean problem solving. So if he tells you that he wants to do this thing, he's not asking you to come up with a plan for him. So instead of saying, you can do it, ask him instead, how are you going to do it? And whatever he answers is fine, because you're not here to give him feedback. You're just giving him this opportunity to talk about something that he may not get to talk about with many people. And by having these conversations with him, you are becoming part of his future, even if he doesn't realize it yet. Because when he thinks about his future, your questions are there guiding him. Now, you're not inserting yourself into a future into which you haven't been invited. This is about him and his dreams. And you have a future too, and it may lead you in a completely different direction to him. And I'll let you in on a little secret. A guy who wants to have those kinds of conversations with you, so a guy who asks you what you want to achieve in life and what your mission is, that's a good guy. That's a guy who respects the fact that you're not just some woman who wants to get married and support her spouse. You are a person with a mind of her own and a destiny of her own. And this entire life you've already built for yourself. Great guys want women like that because it's so exciting when two people can join forces on a mission to change the world. We live in such amazing times where men and women have an opportunity to create relationships that are like nothing this world has ever seen. Dr. Eli Finkel tells us that the best marriages of today are better than any marriages throughout history because they help us self-actualize. We're more likely to achieve our dreams and become who we've always wanted to be with the right partner at our side. And so when you kick off a relationship by talking about what he hopes to achieve in life and what you hope to achieve in life and how you could possibly join forces, you are setting the stage for an incredible union, whether you decide to put a ring on it or not. Now, hey, if anything I've said here sparked any questions for you, let me know by writing in the comments below, because I always love hearing from you. Take really, really good care of yourself, and I will see you next time.